there. I'm Susan Fogel, and I'm here to talk about reverse mortgages. Now, I could talk to you about the pros and the cons and why you should or shouldn't have it and what age you should be, and that would all be nice and it would be factual, but I have a secret weapon. I have my friend Teresa. She promised her friend Nancy on Nancy's deathbed that she would take care of Nancy's father, Bill, who was 95 at the time and had round-the-clock care. 3 caregivers, 24 hours. So, Teresa, when you took over Bill, you knew you had to do something because the cost of the care. And so how did you even come to the idea of a reverse mortgage?
Well, the only thing that Bill had was his home and equity in his home. And I had heard of reverse mortgages, so I just needed to do a little research, go online. I Googled it to see if it was going to be the answer for Bill in order to keep him in his home.
Okay, and so you did the research and then you presented it to Bill. And he loved the idea, right?
Oh, no. He was at that age and that generation where they just really didn't have a mortgage. You know, you don't have a mortgage, you know, but, and that's fine. And that's a wonderful thing if people don't have a mortgage. But when he's trying to stay in his home, he needed something, you know. So I tried to explain it to him that we would take the money from the home. He would still own his home, but we needed this money for his 24-hour care. And he really didn't agree with me. Right. So he had a friend, a male friend, and I talked to the friend, and the friend said, well, my idea was the best idea because reverse mortgages were the perfect answer for Bill. So he spoke with Bill and tried to explain things to Bill. Bill was sharp. He knew everything that was going on, but he was an older man and he had his older ways about him. But his friend helped to make him understand, and then he told me to go ahead with the process. So I called Reverse Mortgage and we had the counseling session, which was wonderful because it explained things to me as well as explaining it to Bill. And through the counseling session, the girl would say, now, Bill, who owns your home? And at first he'd go, I don't know. You know? And then he said, I do, because she explained to him, no matter what happens here, you still own your home. And that was very important. And once he completely understood that, he felt better about it because people don't want to lose their homes. You know?
And so then you needed to get enough money. Now, Bill had a retirement.
Yes.
But he was running out of money to pay for his caregivers for 24 hours.
Correct.
And so you got approved for a certain amount of money, and then you took a certain amount of money. So tell me about that.
Okay, so I got approved for, let's say $200,000. But I didn't want to take all of that at one time because the money that you take, you pay interest on. And I'm trying to make his money stretch out as far as I can because I have no idea how long this man is going to live. So I took $80,000 at first to help supplement the cost each month for his caregivers, and plus to have a little extra in case there was a problem with the home, which was a good thing because the air conditioning went. And here in Florida, we have to have air conditioning. So, so I had the money to put the new air in, and so we never skipped a beat. And he had the money, I had the money to pay his caregivers so he did not have to go home. Go to a home.
Yeah.
Yes, excuse me.
And so then, like you said, Bill was lucid. He still had friends visiting him. And then there was a hurricane. And what happened then?
Oh, he was on the phone with his friends on CB radios. So this man was very, very sharp. So the most of the time during this hurricane, he's on a CB radio. So he knew what was happening with the hurricane. It's a sad thing that his body gave out before his mind.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
We all worry about that. But the thing is, the most important thing about this, I really want to drive home, is that Bill had a hobby that he could still do from bed, and he could still communicate with his friends on the CB radio. If he had gone into a care facility, he would not have been able to have that CB radio. So he still had a quality of life doing something that he really enjoyed doing. So tell me now, you took this certain amount of money and you knew that if you needed more, you could take more. So Bill died. He didn't even outlive the first draw of the money.
Correct.
And then you had, they didn't come pouncing on you and say, hey, we want this loan paid off, or give us the
No.
keys. How did it happen?
I called them and told them that he had passed, and basically they give you about 3 months to sell the house. And normally that could be fine. You know, we happened to be in a slower market time when all this happened. So I was a little concerned, but the girl at Reverse Mortgage said not to worry. She said, as long as you're actively trying to sell the house, they're reasonable, you know. So I got a realtor, and she was showing the house, and they knew they would contact me once a month, and I would give them a report on what was going on and stuff like that. And so they were very patient, and I paid the taxes, I paid the homeowner's insurance, that was all kept up. So that when the house was sold, all I had to do was give them back their $80,000 plus the interest that they told me I owed them, and it wasn't much at that point.
So then luckily Bill had a lot of equity, and so Teresa could sell the house and then distribute the rest of the money according to Bill's will. It didn't get eaten up in a care facility, and his wishes were met with his will. Now there's several ways that you can have a reverse mortgage. You can have a line of credit, which is what Teresa did, or you can have a monthly income, or you can take a lump sum, and it all depends on your age, your health, and what you feel comfortable with. Now, Bill had a pension.
Yes.
And no mortgage. So he
Right.
was in a pretty good position, but we all know that 24-hour care is very expensive. He knew these women. They had been
Yes.
with him for a while. So he had the comfort of people that knew his routine, that he could feel comfortable and safe with them. And these are all important parts of the reverse mortgage. So now, Teresa, we're both of retirement age, and we're healthy, and our kids probably wouldn't like it, but we might make it to 95. Would you have a reverse mortgage?
Oh, yes. Mostly because of everything that I learned, and I had such a great experience with them. If I needed the money from my home in order to stay in my home, I would absolutely do it. Yes.
Yes. So again, the reverse mortgage has its place and its time. It's not a quick process, but it's very transparent. I will go through the counseling with you. You can do it with your children, or if you're thinking about this for your elder parents, you can sit through the counseling with them. You can't lose your house. Now, it's very important that you understand this. We're not allowed to say you can't lose your house unless we add the caveat that you must pay the homeowner's dues, the homeowner's insurance, the property taxes, and maintain the home. And you can actually set aside money from your reverse mortgage to pay the taxes and the insurance. Another thing is that by having the reverse mortgage, your other assets, if you have them, such as your mutual funds, your stocks, can be left to grow. And you use the equity in your home. Your home is your safe place, and you still have the legacy to leave your children if you're so blessed as to have other funds. They really are, as you have said before, a beautiful thing.
Yes, it's a beautiful thing.
So I'm Susan Fogel. You can find me on social media as Susan A. Fogel. Contact me via my website, Home and Hearth Mortgage. I'm here to help.